Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're taking the new Momo into some Forest of Training, in particular, the Mama Forest and the Capone Pirate Forest, or the Father Forest, and we're actually showcasing what Momo can do as the new Kaido 2.0, sort of. But for those of you guys that don't know, Momo is one of the newest legends to release alongside Gear 5. He has an ability as a captain where he auto-proxies special, and he does 10 turns end-of-turn damage. Now, this is very handy for content that doesn't have normal attacks only. If there is no normal attacks only, the end-of-turn damage will basically just wave clear for you, and you are going to make through your way through quests very, very easily. So, the team I put together is literally just like a meme Wano, Akayaza, Kazuki, Odin family team. It has... I've tried to include every single member of the Wano arc that are part of either the Scabbards, Odin, and his family. The only character I didn't get on there is actually Hiyori. We could have easily just added the Hiyori support on any of these characters just to get a one-orb in the final stage. But we have Kinemon Denjiro, we have Neko Inu, we have Odin Toki, and we have Izo Kiku. I do have the Ashura Doji support on, and I have the Raizo support on as well. So, literally, we have everyone there except for Hiyori. But like I said, we could easily put Hiyori on any of these characters too, because I don't have any other supports. What we're showcasing here is the prowess of Momo's attack boosting abilities, his Wano Orb generation, and his end-of-turn damage. These characters, they do actually fulfill the content. And as you guys saw there, I just basically blitzed my way through till stage 10, and then I started to sort of slow it down. So if you guys want to use this team, or if you guys want to use this video as a bit of a guide for you guys to take down this forest, go for gold, because Momo makes it very, very easy. You get all your cooldowns, obviously, in the first 10 stages. That's the upside to those particular stages of the forest. But they're not exactly like the be-all or end-all. Utilizing Momo's end-of-turn damage is great, but the upside to Momo here is he gives you 4 turns of an attack boost, and he gives you a Wano Orb on Momo that he can then lock, and then you can extend your attack boost. If you get any binding, you'll extend the attack boost even more. And with the help of the characters I put on this team, you can just sort of get around like all the effects. The ones you want to get around for this is like Despair. That's kind of like the big thing. So Odin and Toki was great. Their switchability did help out as well. But you can obviously make this team a lot stronger, as Momo boosts both Slashes and Free Spirit characters. Free Spirit have a variety of options that you guys can use. You obviously have a lot of support space as well, so you can just bring support characters to help you get around the piece of content. But as you saw on the Brook stage earlier on, we basically just had the support of the special of Odin and Toki to actually take out the Despair. As for the rest of this stage, like, we've just been using the end-of-turn damage, we've just been popping Momo whenever we run out of the end-of-turn damage, or when our 4-turn attack boost actually expires. We just pop one of our Momos, we get the Wano Orb, we just tap with the Wano Orb, and we just try and keep that attack boost for as long as we possibly can. The only place that I sort of struggled with was actually this stage against Cracker, because he actually gave a special bind for 5 turns, and then on the second turn, he comes back with a bunch of his Biscuit Warriors with the defense up, and I was really hoping that the end-of-turn damage from Momo would just sort of tear his way through this, but unfortunately, it didn't. Nevertheless, we managed to kill Cracker in the first turn, and then we sort of just took our time taking out the rest of the stages. It wasn't exactly too challenging, but it was just a little bit annoying because we had to like sort of take our time here. These forests, though, are not too challenging, and the reason I wanted to put this video together was to sort of explain to newer players that are still making their way through the forests that you can bring these types of characters, whether it's Momo or whether it's Kaido, and just blast your way through them. I would recommend using Momo over Kaido, especially if you have them on your friends list, if you manage to pick him up, if you're summoning on the Gear 5 banners. Momo makes it a lot easier than Kaido because his team building prowess is a lot nicer, being Free Spirit and Slasher, as well as getting an attack boost with his special. Kaido's special literally gives you 99 turns of end-of-turn damage, which is very, very strong, and on top of like 20% HP cards, which again is fantastic for getting through normal attacks only. But when it comes to actually playing the game, you do want to sort of get a feel for it, and having the attack boost of Momo and sort of extending that through to the final stages can be a little bit more beneficial, in my opinion. For some of the older content, Momo is going to be the wave because he's also an EXP booster. But the idea that you want to do with this unit is whenever, like I said, whenever the 10 turns runs out, use your other Momo or use whatever Momo is ready to go, and then make sure you tap with your Momo's Wano Orb, so that way you're extending the attack boost further, and then that way you can actually just keep that attack boost rocking and you're not wasting turns of it. The end of turn damage is nice, but as these enemies do get stronger and stronger and stronger at the back end of these forests, it is going to drop off a little bit. As for the Magnetic and the Hawkins Forest, I am going to do a video on them with Gear 5 Luffy. Gear 5 Luffy is basically just going to absolutely steamroll them. I don't see him having an issue with them at all. But that's sort of like my game plan when it comes to the final two forests. The final two forests have normal attacks only, where everything else from the Mama Forest down doesn't have normal attacks only. So you can literally bring Momo and just speed your way through all of the forests all the way up until I think probably around the Blackbeard Forest is when it starts to get a little bit challenging. Maybe the Redhead Pirates or the Monkey Forest, being Kazari Forest. That's where you might start to struggle. But I picked out these two because these are the 12 stars. And these are the two hardest before you get to the two 101s of Hawkins and Kid. Nevertheless, this content isn't hard, but at the same time, it's definitely not easy. Momo being a 5.25 times attack boost, though, giving an attack boost and the end of turn damage, he just does a lot for your team. On top of that, he has attack down removal, he has damage reduction removal, and he can get around this annoying stage against Sanji, where if your captain is a quick unit, you're in for a bad time. But because Momo's not that, it just makes it very easy. And he has a very, very nice super type, which we can easily get because of the way we put this team together, that gives you Wano Orbs. Now, what I actually do on this stage against Sanji gives you 4 turns of an orb lock. So I activate one of my Momo super types. That gives us a bunch of Wano slots. We can then use a special, get the 4 turns of attack boost. And now, every time we tap with both our Momos, we're extending it by 1 turn. Our orbs have been locked for 4 turns. So now we can just keep the attack boost literally until the final stage. We don't have to worry about the special bind that gets inflicted. We don't have to worry about any of those very annoying debuffs because we can just tear away through it with the attack buff. Momo also has the ability to completely avoid any amount of turn of bind, so it does not matter if you get binded for 1 turn, 10 turns, 20 turns, 99 turns. Momo as a captain, as long as he doesn't get despaired, is literally just going to remove it, and you're not going to have to worry about it at all. Having Neko Inu on this team is actually really nice because they give us an orb boost on the final stage. You do get special binded quite a bit here, and it is one of the more annoying things of this forest. That's why Shanks' crew was actually so good for this when he first came out. But literally, just with switch abilities, if you do have some of these units, Odin and Toki, for example, Neko and Inu with their 6+, it just makes things very, very easy. You can always bring a special bind remover, so that's the big thing that I would add to this team. If you wanted to do the Big Mom Forest, is just chuck on a special bind removing unit, so that way when you get to this final stage, you can just remove the special bind, and then you can use your specials. But as I mentioned, from that Sanji stage, we actually still have that attack boost, and we basically just take out Big Mom fairly nicely. Now, Big Mom is a lot harder than the Beige Forest, but the Beige Forest does have its challenges as well. Now, I basically just kept the same team for both stages. Like I said, I really wanted to make it a bit of a meme with the Scabbards, the Samurais, the Kazuki family, and what Momo is and what happens in the sort of Wano arc. So as you can see, we basically blitzed our way all the way through to stage 11. That's where we come up against Pudding and Wanda. We have that end of turn damage. I basically just binked another Momo special after it ran out. So that way I was just single tapping my way through. And then the forest really picks up once you get to Jinbei. Jinbei isn't challenging though. We are utilizing our super type here, so that way we can get some Wano orbs and again just increase the attack boost. That attack boost is just, it's so valuable and it's so powerful that Momo can just continuously bring it through. Whenever there's content that is lots of different stages, doesn't have any way of removing beneficial effects, Momo is just going to be very, very good for that. I will probably use Momo a lot, and I can see a lot of people using this unit, not only for content like the forests, but for utilizing him in arenas and stuff like that. I did put out an arena showcase for Momo. He's very, very good because he can give you a lot of EXP. And if you are looking at sort of auto farming stuff, whether it's in PKA, whether it's in for turtles, Momo is going to be a really good unit to do so. Or if you're actually playing, you can just single tap the screen and just let him wave clear while you're cooking dinner, while you're doing other stuff like that, and just sort of build up your account and sort of min-max what you can with your particular units. The downside to this particular run that I didn't bring was someone to get around Threshold. If I bought someone to get around Threshold, just use the Threshold remover. The free-to-play Ashura Doji is actually a really good option for that. But again, I was just trying to make this more meme-centric than anything. But if you just bring someone that can remove the threshold, you can easily get through this stage against Bege, not easily. But like I said, with the power scaling and like with units just getting stronger and captain abilities being so good, we have a 1.35 times HP buff. So Momo is just giving so much HP that you can literally just take shots here. It's not that big of a deal. It's a very, very simple task, actually. And if you don't have the right utensils to sort of get through the forest, don't stress, because this team obviously is a lot more powerful than what the forest was expecting you to beat it with. I can't even remember what unit they wanted you to use for the beach forest. Maybe it was like, I think it might have been 6+ Big Mom, the strength one. Maybe. Yeah, I feel like it was Big Mom. But nevertheless, Momo just has so much HP and you're absolutely fine. Against this stage, against Chopper and Carrot, you do want to use one of your Momo specials, but you can't rotate orbs here, so then they despair you. But you do want to heal up at this particular point anyway, so utilizing the Oda and Toki special here was going to be the play. Because you do need to make sure that you can tank a shot against Gear 4 Luffy when you come up against that stage of him and Nami. So if you are going to be trying this forest, that is definitely something that I would recommend doing, bringing some sort of damage reduction or bringing some sort of healer so you can actually tank a very large shot from Gear 4 Luffy on stage 18, I believe. Brook and Pedro, they're a little bit of an annoying stage. They actually give you a chain lock of 99 turns, but if you don't kill Brook, he'll actually heal you back up and he'll remove that chain lock. The downside to that is when you are using these sort of cheesing strats, the end of turn damage will actually kill Brook, so you can't really get around that. But nevertheless, like I said, the power creep is so massive that Momo's 5.25 times attack boost just lets us get through that stage without even needing to worry about it because of the just the 5.25 times captain. You could probably use the Izo Kiku special there to sort of carry a chain lock into that stage, not have to worry about it there too, so that's another way of getting around it. But I just basically copped it from there. So Momo is exceptional. I think he's probably one of the, if not the best regular batch legend that we've had. If you're taking out anniversary characters and Super Sugos, I do think him and Alba hold the title of like the best regular batch legends in the game. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think that this Momo is as much as hype as everyone's giving him credit for? Or do you think that he's just like a very, very nice unit? Like I said, if you are trying this forest, this is the big stage you have to worry about. Your healing does get binded, so you just be mindful of that. And Luffy is going to hit you fairly hard if you don't have stuff like damage reduction sockets or a way of tanking that shot. I had just enough HP to actually tank it, so it didn't matter all that much for me. But if you guys are challenging this forest, I would highly recommend bringing someone that can either heal you, but you do get the anti-healing debuff or the binding of healing. So bringing someone that can just give damage reduction there is going to be the ideal situation. Against the German squad, they have a bunch of barriers. It's not that, honestly, that challenging. If you have some units that can give you some buffs, you could easily use the Neko Inu special there. Or just give someone that can give you an attack buff or an orb buff. But remember, the upside to Momo is that you are carrying across attack buffs pretty much across stages, and it helps out so much with just extending that with the one orb barrier. So that's going to wrap up the video. Memeing the forests with Momo is a lot of fun. I'm not going to do the earlier forests because obviously they're just tedious and they just take too long to record and stuff. This video itself is already like 14 minutes and I just sort of sped most of it up. But if you guys want a bit more of a walkthrough on these forests, let me know in the comment section below. While you're down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Most importantly though, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one.